bringing you another gold nugget that you can either pick up or you can just kick it aside. Look, Candace Owens just revealed some things about what the government plans of exercising the so-called next cyber attacks, shutting down grids of electricity, which brought an eye-opening experience for her to see how dependent she is on a system and not self-sufficient, taking care of herself. I want y'all to listen to this video of what she says, and I'll be back.
If you think I'm kidding, you can look this up. It is called a cyber pandemic. And it's something that every single person should be paying attention to, just in case they magically get it right again, like they did about the coronavirus pandemic. It's good for us as citizens to pay attention to that and to do what we can to prepare. And so I've been having all these discussions with my husband, seriously, like, what if they actually did this? Like, what would we do? And it's made me realize that we're a very weak generation of people. When I'm talking about weak, I'm talking about millennials. I'm talking about, perhaps even the baby boomers, of how little we actually learned about survival. And we so often talk about how the governments are right now teaching kids nothing, right? These kids are learning about race, and they're learning about, pornographic material in school as we're discovering day by day. They're learning about how to be woke, and we're like, these kids are so dumb because they're not learning math, they're not learning engineering, and they're not going to be able to do anything in life because they're not learning any hard academics, any hard skills. And I've talked about that so much until I started talking about this potential cyber pandemic, and I realized actually my generation was also dumbed down, because you can read all the books in the world, every book in the entire universe, right? But if you don't actually know how to grow your own food, if you don't actually know how to survive off of your own land, how smart are you? We have convinced ourselves, especially me, I grew up in Connecticut, like coastal elites, very close to New York City. Like, we have convinced ourselves, and the people that live in these cities, Los Angeles, people that live in New York, as they're saying, we need the Green New Deal, get rid of this, so we don't want to be dependent on our own energy. Like, we'll send it overseas. But we have convinced ourselves that we're so forward and we're so progressive that we're actually regressive. We don't know anything. We don't know how to grow our own food. The majority of us know how to grow our food. I have made it my entire initiative since moving to Tennessee is for my husband and I to be able to do everything by ourselves.
What's going on, everybody? This is Afro Think Tank. Today I want to respond to a video that Go Black to Africa made, where he also referenced Candace Owens and something that she actually said. And usually I don't go to Candace Owens to reference anything because she's a super coon for pay. But just because she's a super coon for pay doesn't mean she doesn't make points sometimes, you know what I'm saying? And I have to say this, listen, as far as Candace Owens, right? She may be a super coon for pay, but I have to say, at least she's getting paid. At least that woman is getting paid. At least she's found a way to do it, to get paid. Very few black people have managed to go do the super coon thing and actually make money from it. Clarence Thomas, super coon, he's actually got paid. Candace Owens, super coon, she getting paid, right? So if you look at only a very few black people who pander to whiteness and apologize to white people, very rarely do they get paid, and very rarely does a man, actually a conservative man like Clarence Thomas, actually get elevated to that level. Understand that Clarence Thomas is actually controlled by the billionaires who've been paying for his trips and paying for his family, doing all. I mean, if you're paying attention to, if you're not under a rock, you'll see Clarence Thomas is a totally corrupt, super cool Uncle Tom dude who's done the work for white supremacy and white power structure in America, but he has a white wife, so he's a part of it. He got the car, he got the badge. He's not really part of the club, but he can come inside. He got the visitor's pass. That's him, right? And so Candace Owens, the same thing in the media side. But the thing is, she's a woman, so she's not a threat to white supremacy, and white power structure. So if you're a man and you're trying to be a conservative, you're only going to go but so far, right? It's really hard, right? Because white people don't want a black man to be in charge. It don't matter if we conservative or anything, for real. Republicans, white power system, black man in charge, hell no. It coming with stipulations. But anyway, the point she was making is that, she said, because, she got a white husband and they're from the country and he hunt and all that stuff. And even though she had her own Republican conservative bias to it, she was still kind of right? and how she said that, you know, we're living in a society where we don't know how to take care of ourselves as human beings anymore. We don't grow our food no more. We don't know how to do it. A lot of us don't know how to put a seed in dirt and grow food, right? And there may come a time, especially since we're becoming you know, more connected to another realm, virtual reality, augmented reality, technology. We're coming very dependent on it. And there may be a point in time where we get attacked. You know, a terrorist attack may not be a bomb, so to speak, to kill you physically, but it may be some sort of technical virus or something like that that destroys our systems to where we no longer can use all this technology that we become dependent on, right? And we might have to live off the land. You know, and even her little conservative bias, she kind of insinuated that white folks and Republicans do that and nobody else do. But I happen to know that 90% of black people don't do that. 90% of black people, who 90% of them are in Africa, they know how to live like a homestead. They live homestead. And as a matter of fact, I actually, in my future pursuits of what I want to do if I ever make it big, is when I build my community in Africa for African Americans and in diaspora, I'll be targeting black people who are more on the homestead side of things. Black people who don't need a bunch of high-tech amenities to live life. I'm gonna be looking for homesteaders who want to grow and want to live in a community where you don't need to be a millionaire to enjoy your life. You just need to have all the basics and be able to enjoy the quality of life and love your family and be able to experience the world instead of always hustling to work to make more money so you can buy more stuff, right? Life's not always about stuff. And I'm sure there's plenty of black people who would love to go to Africa and join a community where you have your own house, your own little piece of land, where you grow your own personal individual foods and stuff. You may have a communal farm where we get our fresh meats from. We may do that, kind of insulate ourselves with our own community. That's kind of what I want to do ultimately before I die. I would like to do something like that. But those are the type of people I'm targeting. But like you guys know, I have a farm, you know, in Nigeria, and I'm growing and I'm learning as I go. And I have, you know, I've made mistakes, I've failed, I've learned, you know, I've done all sorts of things, right? And I'm finding my stride. My failures are lessons. Every failure that you ever have has always been a lesson. So it's not an L. L's are lessons. All right. You have to fail in order to succeed. If you do not fail, you'll never succeed. Period. That's just how it works, right? So as I'm farming in Nigeria, and it's all organic, I'm all organic, and I don't care how hard it is to grow organic. That's the way we need to be in growing, because I don't want to put pesticides in the stuff. I'm also trying to do it here, and y'all know my video, I showed you I was kind of starting my own thing. So let me give you an update what I got going on right here. Okay, so let me show you this. So right here, what do I have here? I got my basil, you know, and me and my wife are doing this. We're doing this together. This is a family thing, right? I got her into it, starting to label. Got the basil, got the, what's this, hot peppers and stuff. It's growing. We had to put this over here because there was some of them were burning. And we got the parsley and what is this, a squash? Let me see, what is this? Squash. Okay, we got squash, and this is summer squash. Got another summer squash. Okay, what else? And then we got over here, this is blowing up. What do we got here? We got okra. Okra is growing in great. What is, look all this. We have garden beans, and it's like a freaking bush over here. What is this? This is red cherry tomatoes, and we have, I still don't know what this is. I told y'all another video, but I'm just letting it do its thing. And of course we have these onions, and over here I actually took a letter from the grocery store, and like I see on YouTube, and I planted lettuce. So I'm trying to see how that works over here, and I'm trying to babysit a letter right here. Right now, the only issue I'm having, I went and I got peppers from the grocery store because I saw people, remember this setup that I showed y'all, this setup before, and you notice there's nothing in there, right? Nothing. Now I wanted to try using seeds from the grocery store to see if it'll work, if I could germinate seeds. So I put peppers, hot peppers, tomatoes. Oh, hold up. Maybe I spoke too soon about one thing. Hold on. Okay. So it looks like this one got something going on. So there's something coming out of this one. I was just about to say they're not growing, but I guess a couple of these seeds grow. I don't even know what that is. That might be pepper or tomato, I'm not sure. But the other three, there's nothing growing. So I'm probably gonna go to Home Depot and buy maybe an already fixed plant. Because if you don't know, the way this is set up, let me show you. This is regular water, right? So it's good, it's sitting there, and this is the dirt. So the root will go through this strainer and will go down to the water like it's like a hybrid hydroponic system I'm trying to set up. So yeah, so that's what I got going on. So I'm gonna get some. I'm probably gonna go to Home Depot or Lowe's and get like an already like growed plant, and I'm gonna throw it in there and just let that thing flourish and see if I can get it going like the rest of these over here. Yeah, and by next year I have a vine issue. I have a vine issue because the house over here I have very aggressive vines in my backyard, very aggressive. So it kind of takes over my backyard. So I have to do something about that. So I'm probably gonna kill off my entire backyard and start all over, because I want to turn my entire backyard into a food backyard. No more just regular, let's cut our grass to this short so we can look like everybody else. No, I want, when you come to my backyard, I want all food back here. Every tree, every bush, everything food. So that's gonna take a while. That's my long project. But I just wanted to show you that I'm actually practicing it. I'm practicing what I preach, right? I'm trying to do that because I would like to, if I can get this going, just my deck by itself. If I can get more, by next year, I'm gonna have more and more and more and more, and then I probably have some plants in my house, and just make it a thing, make it a part of life. Before you know it, you'll have so much food. The only reason you're going to the grocery store is to get specialty items, you know. And then when you start growing your own food, you can start, when you do go to the grocery store, you can go to the higher end grocery store instead of going to the cheap grocery store, because you only got a limited amount of money, and you can spend money on quality goods, right, that will complement your fresh new eating style of growing your own food, right? And it's empowering, right? So yeah, Candace Owens is right, but it's not, but the way she made it look like only white folks do it, and that's why they're so awesome. Of course, she had to put her coonery in there, but she was still right about the case. Go Black to Africa was right, about that. He's encouraging things like that, and we black people need to get back to it, because we're not too far removed from when we used to do it. Our grandmamas used to do it. Our grandma, if you got a grandma that's still alive right now and she got enough space, she's out there gardening. My neighbor, I got an old lady that's my neighbor right across the way. She's doing it, right? So black people in the black community still do it. We still have our older folks still holding on to those traditions. It's just like any place else in the world, kids don't see the younger generation. They're pointing their eyes towards technology, towards the future, towards Star Trek, towards like AI, augmented reality. They're not thinking about the ground. They're not thinking about the dirt. It's not cool or sexy to be a farmer. Nobody wants to be a farmer. Even in Africa, the young people, they don't want to be no damn farmer. That's why it's a great idea to go over there and be a farmer, because you ain't competing with a bunch of people over there trying to take over the agriculture industry, even though if they set their mind to it, they could. But that's why it's good for you to go over there and do it, because the market's wide open, right? And people got to eat. They always got to eat, right? But yeah, I encourage all my people, get out here and do it. You guys, you seen me. I've been showing you my progress, little by little, mistake after mistake. I don't try to I don't Instagram. I don't paint things with Instagrams and filters. I just keep it real, because it's just much easier to do that, because I'm way too lazy to lie and just be fake, because then you got to be fake every day. And then when you ain't got no more fake content, you don't make no content, right? That's why I'm able to crank out anything every day, because I'm just keeping it real. And anybody who wants to see me keep it real and they want to either learn from me or want to teach me or want to commune with me, they come and they subscribe to my channel. It makes it easy for me. All right, so anyway, I hope you enjoyed my little update and everything. Yes, Go Black to Africa, he's right. Candace Owens, she was right. We need to start growing our own stuff. Take back some sort of power from the people that want to feed us fake freaking food where the seed doesn't even grow, huh? Anyway, that's all I got to say for now, guys. Afro Think Tank, learn some, teach them. I'm out.